Hello everybody, this is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo. Today's video, I'm going to show you how to make 4 pair of very simple earrings. So not long ago, I actually had a request from one of my viewers. She was wanting to see some easy jewelry techniques. And so today I'm going to start off with 4 pair of earrings. The first one's going to be the simplest, and then we're going to get a little bit harder, but they're all very, very beginner friendly, easy. And what you're going to need are some type of flat nose pliers. You could use chain nose pliers, needle nose pliers, bent nose pliers, but just some type of pliers. These are 2 of my favorites. You're going to need some wire cutters. You're going to need round nose pliers, and I believe that's it. Maybe a ruler, might need that. I use this. I have other rulers I use. But we're going to start off with this pair of earrings right here. And the only thing you need for that is a pair of pliers like this. You need ear wires. I got some very simple ear wires here. And these are just some charms. Aren't these pretty? I had a friend of mine give me these along with some other really pretty things. But I picked green. This reminded me of the peridot, which is my birthstone. And all you do for these is you take your ear wire and you're going to open this loop up at an angle like that. And that is because if you open it up like this, you're going to keep from weakening the wire down here. If you just open it like this, not at an angle, it tends to weaken, and then when you try to close it back, it looks all wonky and all. But anyway, you're just putting your charm on there like that, and then you go and you close it. You might have to wiggle it around in there, but you want to make sure it is all the way closed, and boom, you have yourself a really pair of pretty earrings. And you can do this with any charms. By the way, excuse my hands, I was working with some E6000 glue and it kind of exploded on me, so I'm trying to peel off that glue, but it's not coming off too well. Anyway, there we go. There is earrings number 1. Very simple. All right, earring number 2. I found these shells on the beach. They don't exactly match, but they're very close and they're very similar in the same size. Now, when you have something like this from nature, you have to remember no 2 are exactly alike. So they're going to be a little bit different. Okay? So if that bothers you that they're different, this may not be the project for you. But anyway, I've got my shells, and if you notice here, I have 4 jump rings and 2 ear wires. And let me show you why I have 4 jump rings here in just a little bit. First off, I'm going to take the larger jump ring, and again, at an angle, I'm going to open it up. And I want to open this one up pretty wide, because I want this to be able to fit into there like that, and then we're going to close her up. Okay, so this is why I need a second jump ring, because if I open this up and put it on, you're going to wind up with an earring that's sideways. So that's why we have 2 jump rings. This one is smaller, and I'm going to put it on there like this. This is probably the hardest part of the whole thing, is trying to get these to work. Sometimes it's nice to have 2 pliers, because you know it can open up a little bit wider. There we go. And I'm going to hang that up there like that. And then I want to make sure that my ear wire is facing in the right direction. And we're going to close this up like so. And we have an earring. Let me do the other one. And there we go. Earring number 2. Again, very simple. All right. For earring number 3, actually 3 and 4, they're still very easy, but I don't know which one's the easiest. I think we're going to do these. Aren't these fun beads? I'm using 20 gauge aluminum craft wire. It's a very soft wire. So for this, it's very easy to work with. And I am going to make a head pin. So I'm going to measure out about I'm going to do 4 inches. This is a longer bead. If it was a smaller bead, I'd probably only do 3 inches. But I want to be on the safe side here. We're going to do 4 inches. So I need 2. Since we have 2 earrings. All right. And I'm going to be using my round nose pliers. And I do this technique a lot. I like to make my own head pins. That's what we're doing here. And I'm going to go on the tippy top of my round nose pliers, and I'm just going to go around twice like that. And then I'm going to push that up so we have this little golf club looking thing. So as I'm editing, I noticed I did a flub. But keep watching. When I do the second earring, I'll explain what I did wrong, and I'll do it right. And I probably could have used 3 inches, but... All right, so now what I'm going to do is we're going to wrap a loop, and I'm going to go down on my pliers a little bit further down, and I'm leaving a little bit of room here to wrap, and I'm just going to take this, and I'm going to do a messy wrap. If you want to do a neat one, you can, but I just want to make a messy one here. I like the look, and some people think they're easier and some people think they're harder. I don't know, to be honest with you. All right, so we have that little thing sticking out. This is when you need your flatter nosed pliers, and I'm just going to tuck that in. And then we have an earring. And now, let me get some ear wires here. I use these kind. And I'm just gonna open it up. Let's see, I wanna make sure I get the right side to open. Like that. Put that on like this. These are going to twist and turn, so it really doesn't matter which way you put the bead on, because see how they twist. And there we go. Isn't that cute? That is so cute. All right, let me do the second one. All right, I forgot to tell you that you need to put the end through that hole and pull it through so you have a knot. Let me move on. Now these earrings are kind of strange because you can't really tell. There we go. You know what? I'm going to get another one. That is a wonky ear wire. All right. Much better. I've actually started making my own ear wires. I'll show you how to do that on a different video. Anyway, look at these. Aren't these adorable? Oh, I love these. All right. So we have these cute guys. We have the seashells and the butterflies. Now we're going to make some out of these beads, and I'm going to be using a head pin and some ear wires. So that's all we need. 2 head pins, 2 beads, 2 ear wires. Oh, and something else we might need. Here, let me move this away. We might need to have a seed bead. So let me get 2 of these beads. These are like 10 millimeter, so they're pretty big. They're not very heavy. One of the things when you are working, especially on bigger beads, but all beads, you want to make sure if you're going to use this head pin, oh, it's not going to fall off. I thought it was going to fall off. Interesting. A lot of times the holes in these are big and your head pin will not stay on like that. Okay, so what we're going to do is I have a big old thing of seed beads here. I have silver. Oh, that one's not open. I want to open another one. There we go. And I just put one at the very end. It kind of finishes out the look, but it also keeps your bead from falling off the end. Now, since I put a seed bead at the bottom, I also want to put one at the top. Okay, so you're going to take your flat nose pliers and you're going to grab your wire like that, and you're just going to bend it at an angle like that. Okay, and I usually use my finger as a measuring guide. I'm going to take my wire cutters and then I'm going to cut about like that. I want to hang on to this though, because if you don't, it will fly across the room. All right, it's been a while since I've made any loops like this, so hopefully this will go well. Round nose pliers. Gonna grab that and you're just gonna loop it around. And there you have it. So all you need to do, oh, these are kind of wonky too. What's going on with the ear wires? Okay. I think these are okay. Another reason to make your own, huh? All right, so I'm going to open this up off to the side. I'm going to hang that up, and then I'm going to close it. You want to make sure that it's closed all the way, that there's no gap, and there you go. You have yourself an earring. Now sometimes you may go to close it and you may only close it that much. Well, if you do, it's going to fall off. So you want to make sure it's closed all the way. I still think there's a little opening there. There we go. And there's some fun earrings. All right, so we have 1, and 2. I really like these guys. They're so cute. I love the little smiley faces on them. And 3. And 4 very simple earrings. Let me know if you try any of these and how it went. And thanks for joining me. Y'all have a great day. This is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo signing out for now. Bye-bye.